I'm your host, Conan O'Brien. Tonight, we're going to showcase a little video segment we call Street Smarts, so we can see exactly how much people know on the subject of environmental justice. Now, I assure you that these people are a perfect cross-section of the populace of Berkeley, and yes, maybe even the world. Roll that tape.
Kevin Fisher here, correspondent for Street Smarts. Let's interview some people and see what they know about environmental justice. Excuse me. Excuse me. You mind if I interview you, sir?
No, bro, have a seat, man, for sure.
Okay.
And then,
So, what does environmental justice mean to you?
oh, man, that's like deep, bro. Environmental justice, that's like using the environment for like just us, man, like you and me, bro.
Right.
Like marijuana, like that's from the environment, so we should use it, man, for sure.
Okay. Excuse me? Nerd, sir.
Yeah?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, as far as environmental justice, what does that term mean to you at all? Environmental justice.
Environmental justice is like Newton's first law of motion. You know, an object remains at rest or moves at a constant velocity unless a net force acts upon it.
What do we want? Equal rights! When do we want it? Now!
Hey, babe, do you mind if we,
What you just told me?
I'm sorry, miss, would you mind if I interviewed you for environmental justice?
Environmental justice, fine, go ahead.
What does that term mean to you, environmental justice?
First of all, you need to watch your tone with me. You need to check your male privilege. Stop oppressing me. Environmental justice, all I have to say about that is that it's a movement that couldn't have happened without the power of women. That's all.
Okay. Let's see if we can get this Stanford football player over here. Hey, do you mind if I interview you?
Sure, dude.
Okay. What do you consider environmental justice? What does that mean to you?
Justice, environment? Oh, I know. It's when people are like, "You're just as Iron Man," and I'm like, "No, dude, I got brains too, man. Brains and broads."
Right. Okay. Hey, excuse me. Are you Chocolate Rain from the YouTube video? All right. Well, do you mind if I interview you? Okay. Chocolate Rain, what do you consider an environmental? I mean, what does environmental justice mean to you? What does environmental justice mean to you?
Well, it's like having a sustainable planet. Instead of raping it, for technological trinkets, it's caring about the next generation. It's letting, you're saying, I have a time upon the earth, and then it's time for me to let the next generation live. And the way we're doing it right now, the next generation gets a tinier and tinier sliver of a more polluted pie. And I think it sucks. And I think it's terrible how the young people don't have any territory, and they're supposed to work for the old. That blows. I want the young people to rebel and say, fuck you old people, I'm not going to be your slave, I'm going to reclaim my planet.
Okay. What do you consider an environmental good?
Environmental good. Marijuana.
Clean water, clean air, nutritional food.
Chocolate brain. Breathing, drinking water without shit runs drain. Chocolate brain.
Okay, well,
Environmental good, I am not an object to be made of, okay?
That's when we score touchdowns and our coach is like, "Man, good job, guys." And I'm like, "Yeah."
That's an environmental good, because like it's from Mother Nature, man. Like she put it here for me and for you, and we should show her our gratitude by smoking it, bro.
Oh, yeah. That guy.
what do you consider an environmental good?
Well, like the same thing, a sustainable planet, where the next, where carbon-based life is going to have another round. Instead of having all these fancy technological trinkets, you think, well, what is the environmental cost of this? You know, people think a cell phone has no environmental consequences, but no, there's the huge sociological consequence. Like here is a person, look at her. She's totally ignoring everyone around her. She's putting out this vibe like, I don't give a fuck what you guys have to say. I don't care about you. I care about my electronic reality. You know, people put on their iPod ears at the end of class, and it's like a way of saying, fuck all you people. I don't care. I'm gonna fuck my machine. There's nothing you can say that I care about. So that's just the sociological consequences, but there's environmental consequences too. There's colony collapse disorder, and cell phones are possibly linked to that. But there's no doubt that between 5 million and 50 million migratory songbirds die each year from cell phone towers.
Okay.
Wow. I think I had all the answers.
What do you consider an environmental bad?
Environmental bad. Yeah, well, I would say, yeah, like marijuana, man. Like that used to be like the #1 crash crop for America. Like we used to import it and export it, bro, and now it's illegal. I mean, it's from the environment.
What do you consider an environmental bad?
Poor air and water quality.
Anything that denies my access, that keeps me oppressed, as a person of color, as a woman. I want justice. When do I want it? I want it now.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's get out of here.
Environmental bad. Well, we never beat Cal for the past 5 years, so I get mad and I eat a lot and I fart. And that's bad for the environment.
That guy really knew what he was talking about, huh? A few too many hits to the head, I guess.
What do you consider environmental bad?
Well, it's you know, it's the rape of the planet. It's melting polar ice caps. It's deforestation. It's the death of the big fish in the ocean. 90% of the big fish are gone from what was measured in 1950. There's 10 times more plastic than photoplankton in the ocean. There's huge dead zones in the ocean where there's this huge congregation of plastic. So I consider that shit environmental bad.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
Right on. So yeah, put it on YouTube.
All right, we will.
Fuck-a-thon.
What do you consider an environmental bad?
Chocolate rain, powerless and become gray. Chocolate rain, victims without a name like the trees. Chocolate rain.
Okay, back to you.
Well, thank you, Kevin, for putting up with that. I know it was tough. But folks, let's just remember that environmental justice is a serious issue, and we should all be aware of it. Thank you.
Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien mission. Everything is meant to be.